Are you able to do it on TikTok too, or just Twitch?
Cool.
You want? I can try and have her pull it up. Well, except for Big. Yep.
I'm too gorgeous. I didn't want to make you guys look so ugly.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Butt tucking? What thou? How's it going, homie?
It's going. Yeah.
You did? Yeah. Wait. Man, I'll be 1 plus 33 on the 14th. Look here. All right, youngin.
Yeah, dude. That's why I'm wearing my hat.
All right. Florida proved they could win games. Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about the crying session I had before kickoff. Okay. I'm just wondering who took a bigger shit at Ohio State. Was it Kurt Herbstreit's dog or Arch Manning?
Could have just been that Ohio State.
I mean,
defense,
or just every new quarterback in the big team could not do anything. The only one that even remotely did good was the Florida State quarterback, but he only threw like maybe 14 times. So they pretty much just ran all over Alabama. He didn't win either. Tennessee's quarterback did good. The transfer. He couldn't hit. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. That man overthrew his wide receivers all night.
Helper run.
Who balled out?
Hi.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's not fun. I don't like the transfer portal I don't mind the transfer portal. I hate NIL. It shouldn't have both. It should be one or the other. Yeah. Other than that, nice to see Florida State knows how to win games because didn't last year. Alabama, Texas for being game of the week was absolutely horrendous. It was a great defensive battle, sure, or so people say.
You mean Ohio
But
State, Texas?
yeah, bad quarterback.
It was really bad. I'm not a big fan of Julian so far for Ohio State. He's
Um, other than the one catch by Tate and then the other touchdown drive, Texas having like 4 penalties on that drive, there
yeah.
would have been there wouldn't have been scoring until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was pretty rough watch.
Yeah, well, I'm
I mean,
pretty
Will Howard's
sure
just a
second would
dog,
have been
so
good had he stayed at Alabama with Nick Saban. He'd have been great, but
yeah, he knew where it was going with the NIL and everything. I think Alabama Jones decided to hang up the hat at the right time.
I mean, we
I don't
could
even
talk about the
like.
Heisman and who we think should be on the list, but I don't think anybody really did anything week one to deserve to be said, oh, this guy is going to be on the Heisman.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think there's a few players. I think like Michigan's running back did really good this week, had multiple scores. You had Duke's quarterback went crazy against a bad team. It's just week one, and outside of the big 3 or 4 games there was where we didn't have anybody play stellar in those games. All the other ones were against teams that they should have put up those stats again. So the Sellers did play good. I am. I think this is going to be a good year for LSU. It's not dry. It's put in at the same time. So, and your dad doesn't know how to deep time dry. Do it.
I mean, I think like realistically speaking, oh, I mean, you know, yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I just think I don't think we write off Arch like this early. Like people are like I'm seeing people writing off Arch Manning just based off of that. Just based off that one game. Like yeah, kind of get into the groove because I'm sitting here thinking, week one you're playing against Ohio State, like at Ohio State. They just beat you in the playoffs last year. You got to think like they probably had a lot of those guys probably had first game jitters. Like that's always like you got to factor in the mental side of things too. It's probably Right.
Yeah, they didn't use him to make play. They tried to turn him into a pocket guy.
Yep. I don't. That's kind of the way I think about it. Is like why not just let them have the full arsenal? You know, see what they can do. I mean, it's week one, man. It's week one. Who cares? Just see what they can do.
I talked to somebody about it, and I said this should have game. We agreed there should have been a game that was played like week 3 after they got a couple of warm up games. So uh, I was.
Belichick losing his first game. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
thought they were going to beat DC. DC need to score them.
for now, I'm not gonna really. I'm not going to. I don't know. We just got to see what happens. Like we've been saying, it was week one. We're yeah. No, that was not. I mean, we should have known. We should have known that Bama was gonna go down the toilet when they turned Nick Saban's old office into a Verizon store. So let's be real here. Don't know if we've seen that picture or if we can get that pulled up, but it,
Or about the one where Nick Saban coached there for like 17 years and only lost to 4 unranked teams in that time. And then
yep,
in his first 14 games, he's lost 4.
yep. I
I
did
was
not see
hoping that
that.
I was hoping that it would help him coach.
Shouldn't she have been in class that day?
I'm surprised. It's awesome they let her babysitter take her down on the field. So,
Yeah, that was pretty nice of them to get them both on field passes.
wonder how much Belichick paid for that babysitter. They just because they haven't started conference play. And they still have that quarterback. Yes, it's in Herman. I just my sleeper would be Illinois to come in and wreck the Big Ten and some of the power teams, especially if they have to go to Illinois. Yeah, I think they're just getting slept on because of how bad Ohio State embarrassed them at the end of last year. And
I mean, I think we all know who's going to bring it home at the end of the season this year, and it's the Ohio University Bobcats, fellas. I mean, let's be completely real here. Hey,
come on now. Come on now. We all know it's Vanderbilt.
yeah.
2 weeks.
I totally forgot that they play Ohio State this year.
My upset of week 2 is Grambling State beating Ohio State. At Indiana, that's going to be a. Who does? Indiana? Oh, well, when they come to Oregon, the Ducks will walk them right back to their bus. Illinois, Indiana will definitely be a. Yeah, they were good by that.
I mean, for right now, just because right, that's what I'm thinking. I think Arch is going to pull it together at the end of the day. I mean, there's a reason he's been a favorite for most people. Until I see anything else, um, I mean, until I see anything like definitive within the coming weeks, of the season that says, oh, he's not what we thought he was. Like, I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're gonna pull it together, and I think he'll probably take it home this year. I mean, I just don't like, realistically speaking, I don't see him not pulling it together and taking that home. Like, there's no way that this guy that everybody's been hyping up to be the guy isn't.
Who's that? Arch?
Yeah, Arch.
I don't.
I
I
just don't.
don't. I don't
I, I
know. I
don't.
don't
I
think.
don't think we count him out after week one. I just don't.
I think after this week, we proved that Arch is not going to the NFL after this season.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to the NFL after this season by any means. But I do think that he's still 110% a Heisman contender, unless, like I said, he just completely shits the bed within the next, like,
Well,
I don't
he's going to
I
have
don't
to.
know. Right?
Well,
Yeah.
you also got to realize that there was also not every quarterback has to win Heisman to go number one. Trevor Lawrence didn't win a Heisman once in college. Yeah, okay. Let's calm down a little bit. Joe Burrow
Hmm.
had one season. Me, it's hard. I would say as of right now, probably Nussmeier at LSU. But I mean, I had sleepers before the season. I was saying both Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams was going to have a breakout year, which they still could, but they did not. They could not get the ball. Those teams have got to figure out how to get other people the ball to take the pressure off of them, because if they don't, those two are not going to have a productive season like they did last year. But I
Yeah, I
thought one of
didn't like
them
the
might.
way.
I thought Arch Manning was going to be a favorite, but I also thought that you could look at the SMU quarterback. What is his name? Jennings, I think, or Sellers at South Carolina. Either of them could win Heisman too if their teams actually perform and they put up the stats. But I'm not sold because it's South Carolina on Sellers. And then as far as Jennings, he's going to have to play like he played last year. He might take it because week one looked bad for a lot of teams.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I just think honestly Ohio State's biggest problem in that game was one. I mean, Sayan didn't look bad in terms of him being calm, cool, collected, and whatnot. But what did look bad was them trying to force feed Jeremiah Smith for like the entire first half.
What looks bad was Jeremiah's hand.
No, it was three in the first half. I don't know if he had. I he had. It was either two or three in the first quarter. It was definitely not four in the first
I
quarter.
like how he blamed the gloves and then went and put on new gloves. And I was like, oh, the old J Rice gloves are coming out.
Yep, he was, and I don't know, man. Sometimes you just have a bad game. Doesn't mean he's not a Heisman contender. Doesn't mean he's
You can't say Jeremiah Smith is not a Heisman contender until he doesn't. Because let's be real, Jeremiah Smith's probably going to score 3 or 4 touchdowns in the next 2 weeks because Ohio
yeah.
State has walked through games. Yeah. But they're not Ohio State level. So it's a it's a warm up game for conference play is what Ohio and Grambling State are for Ohio State.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Jeremiah Smith will probably get, like I said, 3 or 4 touchdowns, maybe more. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I I don't know who's going to take the Big 12 boys. I don't know. It has
Oh, do we
not
want to
been
go
good
ahead and
play
go
from the
through
Big 12.
our picks for the conferences? Speaking of, since we're kind of already talking about it.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah.
I have not watched it yet. No. Um,
Right.
Really? So
Interesting.
the problem, I like all the guys you said. Um, the problem is the teams they play for. I don't know if I would necessarily, but Travis Hunter did win last year, and Colorado was dog shit. So I could be mistaken, but
Yeah, Genty did get robbed.
Genty got robbed. Yes, Genty is what is and forever will be the 2025 Heisman winner in my book.
Yep.
By the all by a guy who didn't lead any category in receiving and didn't lead any category on defense, but he played both sides of the ball. Yeah, he just played a lot. He wasn't the Triple Crown winner, so don't know how he won wide receiver of the year. He wasn't. He won it. Yeah, because that guy was the Triple Crown winner. He had receptions, yards, and touchdowns. So, oh yeah, after he just decimated Boise State with some of the craziest plays I've seen a quarterback make. Their UCF plays, I believe, in the Big 12. They beat number 4 Notre Dame, so or number 5 Notre Dame. I can't remember what Notre Dame was.
All right, are we doing Power Four conference winners here?
If he can perform against Florida and Miami, and I'm not saying win, I'm saying perform and ball out. Because let's be real, UCF probably is not. Is it USF or UCF? USF. Well, USF is not going to ball out against. Um, they're not going to beat Miami or Florida. But if he can ball out against them, if he could ball out against them, I think he can make a strong case to win Heisman. Yeah, they're in the American. I thought you said UCF. I don't know why I thought you said that. What what happened with Army? Who did they lose to? I know they played somebody. I can't remember. Oh, did Army actually lose that game to them? That's crazy. I was
That
watching a
was
little
kind
bit
of
of that
strange for them to
game,
say.
and I was like, "There's no way Army's going to lose this." Like, I didn't expect Army to put up 800 points against them or blow them out or anything, because at the end of the day, it's Army. But in the same breath, to lose to them, it's like, who is that? Some community college? Yeah. So Army. No, not. I don't agree with Kansas State's quarterback because Kansas State got he did decent against Iowa State, but they struggled last week, and I can't remember who they played, but
What is
they
it still? It's
struggled.
still Avery, isn't it? Avery Johnson.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
but I like you could look at the quarterback from Arizona State as well as a good one. Uh, I mean, K State struggled though both weeks, and they're 1-1, but they barely beat. whoever they played this last week. I gotta look it up because I can't remember, but it was horrible. It shouldn't have been that close. Oh, it was North Dakota, an FCS team, North Dakota, and they only won the game 30-35. Yeah. So I mean, they lost by 3 points, and then against the team they should have blew out, they only won by 3 points. So to me, it's hard to say Avery Johnson's going to be that guy that gets into talking about the top 5 players in the conference or in the country. Oh, Jalen, Jalen, yeah, yeah. If he can stay healthy, absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's also been in college for like 8 years, so and look at what was it? Not he didn't. He's not doing anything, but he also had the Utah quarterback last year. Rice, yeah, was in college for like 25 years. He's basically going to play a season and be able to retire. Uh,
We doing? Yep. Big Ten. I got the world famous reigning national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes, of course.
High.
It'll either
They
be
didn't
them
even
or
win that
Oregon.
shit last year. They didn't even
It'll
play
either
it
be them
in
or
that
Oregon.
shit last year. I mean, they're not with 2 losses. It's fine. Who's your sleeper, Cruz? Who'd you say your sleeper was?
Sleeper, sleeper for the Big Ten. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Iowa. I mean,
Ooh,
yeah,
I'm
that's. I was thinking. Well, I don't like. I don't like Raiola. I think he's just doing
don't like him because he's too much like Mahomes.
well that, and he's just doing too much. Like he's just doing too much. Like if he was being his own person and like doing his own thing.
He's a dog.
I mean, I'm not saying he's bad.
Um, one, I'm gonna say this one time. Fuck Matt Rule. No, he's a good college coach. He's a horrible NFL coach.
Fuck that rule.
Well, part of me wants to say, my Ducks, but just because based off of schedule, Oregon has a pretty easy schedule in the Big Ten this year. I think we got Indiana and Penn State, and those might be the hardest games we play during the season. I, Iowa, I'm not worried. I am sleeping on Iowa. I don't care if we play Iowa with no pads on. We're still going to beat Iowa. Um,
Clip
I
that.
am not a
Somebody in
believer in
chat, clip
Iowa.
that.
Hell no. Um, but my I don't care. We might beat them. Never mind. And you're gonna make me say some stuff that's gonna get us in trouble, dog. I don't. I am not a believer in Iowa. Illinois. Illinois. realistically, it's either going to be Penn State or Oregon. I'm not, my favorite's Oregon just because I'm not going to go against my Ducks. And like I said, they got an easy schedule. I don't care if we're going to Iowa. I think the talent on each side of the ball, like Iowa has a good defense, but who's on their offense? Indiana does have a good team, but I don't see Indiana really. I think they're going to be a problem for teams and an upset team this year. But realistically, Penn State has all the big games at home this year. Uh, so Penn State is going to have the advantage to win the Big Ten. I just don't think that. Do they? I mean, let's be real. Who's winning that game, Penn State or Iowa? All right. But no, my sleeper team's Illinois. Illinois has Ohio State in Illinois. Um, and they just, I don't know, they've looked better and better every year. So Illinois is my sleeper team, but I'm going to go with my Ducks. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Kind of like the Lions in the NFL with Gibbs and Montgomery. Yeah.
I mean, their running backs or Penn State's running backs are always good, and they return all their running backs. So, I mean, they're
Saquon
going to
Barkley.
control every game. So, honestly, Heisman sleeper is Drew out. I think that team's going to be ran by the run game. I think he's going to put up the stats to win that individual award. Yeah, it's nice to have those humbling moments. Ooh, they got a good
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Chris now.
Can they hear us now? I was gonna say you probably should have had that up.
That team isn't the same since Kalen DeBoer left, and I think that it's crazy how good he did at Washington, but just proved that the Pac-12 needed to disband. Yeah, it's just Washington isn't known for. Well, that's probably so is Washington and Oregon, so that'll be a fun one to see. So
Talk with me.
uh,
It's not for you. It's talk. You don't want to do it.
You're doing Big 12 next, SEC, ACC. What are we doing? Give me just a sec. Sorry, I got a text message. Big 12. I guess this is more of a sleeper pick than anything. Realistic, realistic Big 12 winner. Um, Realistic Big 12 winner. I could see probably West Virginia. I don't know. I don't think K State's a sleeper. I think K State's who I have down. So I'm gonna go K State, and then I got Oklahoma State as my sleeper. I guess not really into Big 12 other than K State.
so Oregon spanks that ass this week. I know it
Yeah,
doesn't, but
yeah, I could see K State. That's who I'm going with. I'm going with K State to win the Big 12. Avery Johnson. Uh, like I said, Oklahoma State. That's who I'm going with. Avery.
hmm,
Interesting.
okay.
Bold statement there.
He also talked that yeah, well, he's been saying some off the wall shit to Oregon this week. All to go to Oregon. Ask Colorado how that worked for him a couple of years ago. I'm jumping on the hype train. I'm going Texas Tech. I've heard I've heard so many people say that that roster has just been completely revamped with the NIL. And if we know anything about the NIL, they're gonna. I haven't been impressed. I wasn't impressed with Iowa State. I wasn't impressed with K State. I mean, I would have to go Texas Tech winning it would be my favorite to win it. My sleeper would be Arizona State beating. Arizona State returned almost everybody but Cam Scadaboo. So I think Arizona State's going to be my sleeper, but I'm hopping on the Texas Tech bandwagon for the big.
Fair. Fair enough. We're kind of dragging feet here, fellas. So I'm kind of sorry. I'm trying to speed things along. We'll move on to yep. Yeah.
Wow.
um, I am going to, or who's the sleeper for the SEC? My bad. Vandy. That's fair.
God, the hot take.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Um,
So it was
Fuck out of here. Oh my god.
I got
Bottom two teams in the SEC are going to be South Carolina and Vandy. LSU.
yeah,
LSU all the way. The way they
yeah,
came out in that second half and completely shut Clemson down and absolutely dominated Clemson in the second half of that game. I don't think that Alabama, I'll, they they beat the number 14 in the nation. Oh my god. Oh, LSU is my favorite, my sleeper. It's hard to say that they're a sleeper, but I think Stockton does better than what people expect. And with Zachariah Branch, I think Georgia. If it's not LSU, it's Georgia.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're my
nobody's talking
sleeper as
about
well.
Georgia, and they came out and just they did what they should have done against the lower school, and they dog walked Marshall. I don't
I
think
got
Texas. I don't think Texas can beat Georgia, and I don't think Texas can beat LSU. No, they couldn't. And you going for it, Cruz, or you want me to start?
oh shit, I didn't do my SEC. So I got LSU for the SEC. SEC, I got LSU as my main, and then sleepers Georgia. Same as Vic. That's kind of what I was thinking as well. If it isn't one, it's going to be the other. And
I
like you
think
said, nobody's talking about Georgia.
Yeah, Kirby Smart. You can't count out Kirby Smart in Georgia until they're out.
No, yeah, you definitely can. ACC.
Yeah, Florida's going to have to win some big games, and Lagway has a problem doing that. Yeah, yeah, and Lagway struggled.
ACC. Since we'll kick that off, I got. I'm actually going to go with Miami to win the ACC as my main. My sleeper, however, because you never count out Bill Belichick, is the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Who'd you take for your sleeper?
Good old North Carolina, buddy.
Oh my God! Yeah, after
Hey,
that
man.
great game they put on Monday,
Hey, first game of the season.
TCU is a sleeper in the Big 12. I think.
Who do we got
I think
for Vic? Who
my
you got ACC?
ACC 0-1 Clemson. I think that defensive
Yeah.
line is going to be a problem for the SEC or for the ACC teams. That defensive line is insane. I think Clemson played a good first half, and then they had a very bad second half. But that was also against my favorite to win the SEC and LSU. So I don't really hold it against them as much. But I think Clemson and that defense wins the ACC. And then
That's
sleeper, probably SMU. I think SMU, kind of like Arizona State, SMU with that quarterback, Jennings can come in and win that conference again easily. They played like they played last year, so
Oh God.
those are my picks. But I think Clemson's going to take the ACC again. So
right. All right. That's groovy.
your sleeper, I could see that. Oh, Georgia Tech. Okay.
Right. Ew. Go. Go.
What? All right. Well, we got our Power Four conference winners and sleepers out of the way. Natty winner. Natty winner. Yeah, yeah. I'd say Penn State's a safe bet. I would also say
It's
that Oregon.
Oh, is he back?
Boom. You're gonna figure out your technical difficulties,
Was
buddy.
you saying that South Carolina and Vandy are going to win the E SEC?
Yeah, that's what it was. Just broke Discord's brain. Right. Alrighty. So, do we want to start with NFC, AFC? Oops. AFC division winners, you mean?
Yeah.
All right. So for the East, pretty obvious pick here, but you got to go with Buffalo. I mean, the Winter Soldier. He's just the guy is him. He didn't win MVP for no reason. Josh Allen and the Bills are my AFC East winners. The AFC West, and hear me out when I say this, I have the Denver Broncos because I'm a loving Bo
Avid
Nix.
Chief hater.
Avid Chief hater, but also loving Bo Nix, and I just think the Chiefs have a down year. You don't get blown out in the Super Bowl like that and come back and get right back to where you were. Yeah, okay.
Against, I believe it
This
was the
is
Eagles.
this is the
Who?
start of their downfall. I'm telling you, Kelsey should have retired with Jason, and yeah, Kelsey, Travis Swift should have
Travis Smith.
retired with his brother
Travis Swift.
Jason. But no, AFC West, I got Broncos in all seriousness, just because I like Bo Nix a lot, and I think they have a solid defense and just a really solid team all around going into this year. I think they're going to be a serious contender. So watch out for Denver. AFC North. Um, I don't think I don't think I don't think Knicks will, just because he bowed out in the first round. I think maybe Daniels will, because he'll be riding that high of getting all the way to the chip. Maybe I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but moving on to the AFC North, Dayton will like this one. I actually have Cincinnati taking the AFC North. Um, I think I I don't know. I think maybe they get out of their slump or whatever they're in. I think that's. I'm thinking Right. I'm thinking if your D line can hold up their end of the bargain when your defense is on the field and your secondary can somewhat cover decently, I mean, that offense is just like, I mean, it's top three offense in the league. We're not going to sit here and. I really like Chase Brown. I think people sleep on Chase Brown a little too much. Um, yeah, I think the Bengals take the North, and if not, obviously we know it'll be Baltimore, because Mike Tomlin sold his soul, and the Steelers aren't allowed to go more than 10-7 or 9-8 and make the wild card and bow out first round. Anyway,
The Steelers aren't allowed to go under Mike Tomlin as anything other than a winning record. So
yes, they have to have a winning record, and they have to bow out in the first round of the playoffs. That is the contract that he signed with the devil himself, so that he could not get fired from Pittsburgh.
yeah, well, they
Uh,
had Russell Wilson last year, so and they had
I'm not.
Kenny Pickett the year before, so they
Whoa,
proved they
whoa,
could
whoa,
have a
whoa,
winning
whoa,
record.
whoa, whoa! Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. Let's put some respect on old
Right in
Kenny's
the
name.
bench,
All right.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, he's a Raider now. All right. Jesus.
before Deshaun Watson.
AFC AFC South. I have the Houston Texans. I'm a big Texans guy. I love CJ Stroud. Their wide receiver core is just still nuts. I mean, the Texans are just solid. All right. I like D'Amico. I like that he's defensive minded. Yeah, like you're absolutely right. If they're healthy, I think the Texans take the South. Um,
Tank
but
Dell's out.
I think
Is Tank
Texans
Dell back?
will take it. Tank might be out from what he was going through last
It's
season. I'm not
always
sure.
Tank Dell.
Yeah,
It's
Tank.
always Tank Dell.
Right, and I agree. I think they're because of injuries, they'll probably start out slow, but at the same time, I don't know. I think the
They might be in the
Texans
worst division.
Texans probably take it. So those are my AFC picks. If you want my sleeper AFC team, it's actually the Raiders. I think are going to be your sleeper of the AFC. Maybe not get to the playoffs, but possibly have a winning record. That's kind of where I'm at. Maybe not over the Patriots, but I don't know, man. I like the Raiders. I think with Geno's not a bad quarterback. I think Geno's good. He's good. He's not great, but he's good. Um, I mean, got Brock Bowers, GNT. I'm not too familiar with their wide receivers, but
I think Genty's going to have the same problem Christian had when he was in Carolina.
we'll just enjoy it. Me neither. Okay, are we're just really powering through them? All right. NFC East, obviously, we have the reigning Super Bowl champions. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to take the East again. I mean, they didn't lose too much during the offseason. They got some good pieces on defense in terms of the draft and free agency. I'm a little worried about my Birds secondary right now. I mean, we got Quinion and Coop and Reed Blankenship back there. I'm more worried about Adoree Jackson and oh my god, who's going to start at CB2? I do like the guy we just picked up from the Raiders. I liked what I saw from him. I just can't remember his name for the life of me right now. Um, Jacorian Bennett from the Raiders. I think he should be CB2 behind Quinion at CB1. But NFC East, I got Philly. I mean, Dallas just traded away their best player. It's obviously not going to be Dallas. Um, Dak will do what Dak does, put up great stats, and then choke in the playoffs. It is what it is. Washington, Jane Daniels probably going to have his sophomore slump. Um, and even if he doesn't, I don't think Washington is complete enough to beat out Philly for that division. And then the Giants are just the Giants, man. I mean, we can say they got better all we want. I don't even think they're going to have a winning record this year. Who knows? I could be wrong. It's going to be exciting to watch.
The
NFC
hardest thing about
West.
the Giants is their defense.
That's what I'm. That's yeah. I mean, they picked up Abdul Carter. Great, awesome. They got Dexter Lawrence. That's great. I mean, I really can't name any other big names for the Giants defense.
Brian Burns.
I think
Hmm.
they might. I don't know. I just don't think that if he does. No, he doesn't. He really does. He just has to get the ball to Malik, and that's about it. Yeah. I don't think the Giants are going to have a winning record. Even if they do, it'll be 9-8. That's the ceiling for New York. Um, before I get too sidetracked with the East, I got the NFC West. I got the Rams, barring Stafford getting hurt more than he already is, and they just won't let on to it enough. I got the Rams as long as Stafford's healthy. I think the Rams are going to win the West. NFC North, I got the Vikings because I think JJ McCarthy's going to have a breakout year this year after not getting to play his rookie season. I think it's good when rookies have at least a year to sit behind a starter like that and kind of get a feel for the league. I think JJ's going to have a yeah,
And
Sam
then he went
Darnold.
back to New York, Sam Darnold.
Well,
Being
what happened
ghost out on
was
the field.
the Vikings were cheating. Actually, they were using a highly advanced Android clone of Sam Darnold that they programmed to play well, and then yeah, it malfunctioned at the end, so they had to put the real Sam in there, and we all know what happened there. Um, NFC South, I have the Carolina Panthers. I shit you not. After seeing what Bryce Young did after he got benched last season, I think he's going to continue to ride that high and take the Panthers to a wild card spot in the playoffs this year. Genuinely, that is not only my NFC South division winner, that is my NFC sleeper team. Is the Carolina Panthers. I think the teams are going to underestimate them severely, and they're definitely going to pay for it because that is exactly what my Eagles did last year in the regular season, and we almost paid for it. So
Yeah, you mean that Bryce Young that took the Eagles to the wire and made the Chiefs go to overtime to beat them?
yes, that is the Bryce Young I am talking about. I think he's like I said, I think he's seriously going to continue to ride that high of believing in himself that he is their guy because I think he's their guy. I mean they got Leggett, Coker, but I think he just got hurt, so that could be
Coker's on IR, but we got Hunter and Broback. You
yeah,
still have McMillan,
yeah, Renfro, McMillan.
Jimmy
So
Horn
he's got
Jr.
yeah, I mean he's got
Yeah,
receivers out the wazoo. I mean, if we're being honest, um, yeah, still
yeah,
got the Red Rocket.
and we have a top 5 running back in Chuba Hubbard. So
Yep, Chuba Hubbard. Chuba
fight me
Hubbard is
on
a
it.
beast.
Chuba Hubbard, he is a top 5. List me 5 running backs better than him.
Derrick Henry, Jameer Gibbs.
I rest my case. Was he better than him last year? Chuba Hubbard was top 3 in yards last year. So
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard was kind of an animal last year. He was right behind Henry and Barkley. I'm probably taking Hubbard
that's it.
over Kyron. Honestly, I'm probably taking Hubbard over Kyron. Do you want my do you want Do you want my NFC champ and my AFC champs for Super Bowl matchup? Division winners and sleepers. Okay. All right, we'll go with yep.
You want me to go? Uh, I mean, I'm ready. Let's start in the AFC. I think the AFC North is going to be the Ravens. I think Cincinnati's defense will have been upgraded, but I don't think they're going to be at the caliber of like a Baltimore Ravens defense, especially adding Jair Alexander on the other side of Marlon Humphrey with Kyle Hamilton and Patrick Queen. It's just nothing but dogs on that defense. And if we know anything about the AFC North, a defense wins it. Yeah. They don't, but when you can't throw the ball, it makes that defensive line look really good. Because it gives them all day to get to that quarterback. And I think they got enough on their defensive line that they're going to do it. And honestly, regular season, Lamar is one of the best players in the league. So as soon as they get him and Derrick Henry going, I mean, that team's going to be hard to pick another team over them. It's not taking credit away from Cincinnati. It's not taking credit away from Pittsburgh's defense. But as far as the winner, I go to the East. It's the Bills, and it's not even close. Yeah, I mean it's Josh Allen and the Bills. You're not going to beat Josh Allen and the Bills in the East. South is God's worst division in the NFL. On both sides. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep. Just listening.
Okay. Just want to make sure. South, I think with how close it's been, I'm torn between the Titans and the Texans. I think I'm leaning more towards the Texans just because the Titans aren't going to have Spears at the beginning of the season, and Pollard did absolutely nothing there his first year. So I think I'm going to go Texans, especially when Joe Mixon comes back. They're going to have Joe and Nick, and if those two played like they played when they were with the Bengals and Browns, it's going to be hard to stop that run game, and it's just going to open up the passing for CJ Stroud. And then the West, I mean, I'm on board with Cruz. I think the Broncos are going to take the West. I just don't, unless we have the questionable calls, I don't see the Chiefs having a very good year just because I said it to you guys last year and I'll say it again. They were the worst team I've
Sorry,
seen play in a Super
who do
Bowl.
you have for the West? I cut out there for a second. I think I might down.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm
Broncos.
taking the Broncos.
I was gonna say
Um,
that it just makes the most sense.
yeah, Sean Payton. He didn't have a great first year when he had Russell. He got himself a quarterback. I think Harvey is going to be one of my sleepers for offensive rookie of the year. I just think that Broncos defense is going to be too much of a problem for Herbert, Geno, and Patrick. Sleeper team for the AFC, the Bengals. I think the Bengals, if they can figure it out on defense, the Bengals are going to be a problem, especially if they make the playoffs. Always having Patrick's and the Chiefs number in the playoffs. If the Bengals can figure it, yeah, I mean, if the Bengals can figure out their defense, the Bengals are going to be the number one team in the AFC. Maybe not rank wise or record wise, but they figure out that defense and make the playoffs, they're going to be a problem.
Yep, they're going to be an issue.
Yeah. This NFC, the North, I'm going with Dan Campbell and the Lions. You can't convince me otherwise. Like you said, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a hell of a year. I think he gets more carries than Montgomery this year. I think he's going to be set to really break out. And then you got St. Brown, J-Mo, Laporta, Jared Goff's a dog. I mean, yeah, and
I think I also have Laporta and Detroit defense.
There's Detroit playing with second and third string defensive players was beating the fuck out of teams last year.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say that they can't. Now, if Jordan Love and that offense can figure it out, now having Micah Parsons on that defense, they're going to give the Lions a little bit of a problem. But name me another defensive player other than, what is it, Xavier McKinney, I think is his name, the safety they got from New York a couple years ago, and Micah Parsons. They got like nothing else on their defense. So that's why I'm not picking. Yeah, he played for the Giants. I just can't remember his first name. I know his last name's McKinney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Xavier.
He's a dog, but they got rid of their best corner. Granted, I know he's been injured the last couple of years, but they got rid of their best corner, and they got rid of, like, hands down, their best defensive lineman. Now, they still have Van Ness, and they got Micah Parsons, and they got McKinney, but I don't think 3 players is going to beat the Lions. Fuck Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Agreed.
And then the Vikings,
Yep.
I didn't even like him when he won the Heisman. There's a reason he followed Lincoln Riley, because he wouldn't have started for any other coach. But and then the Vikings, I don't have faith in JJ. He came from Michigan, and he wasn't known at Michigan for throwing the ball. So yeah, he has Justin Jefferson, but how is he going to be in an offense where he has to throw the ball, because their best players are wide receiver, not the running back?
Like I said, I think JJ's sitting for a year. Granted, being hurt, but sitting for a year, I think it's really beneficial to rookies in the
Now,
NFL.
I have the Vikings number 2 in a wild card team, but I don't think they got enough. I don't think they have enough to outshoot the Lions.
That's fair.
Go to the NFC least.
All right, pal.
Man.
Okay.
God, they're just as bad as the South and the NFC too. Man, smart picks the Eagles, but if Jaden comes out and does what he does, I think his second year, I don't think he's going to have a slump like CJ Stroud had. The only thing I'm worried about is him getting hurt. So with that, I think that I'm going to go Eagles, and I threw up in my mouth a little bit when I said it.
Birds.
But I think I'm going to go Eagles just because it's the obvious pick. I agree. I think the Giants are going to have a top 10 defense and a losing record.
Yep.
Now, they ain't going to get blown out, but their offense isn't going to have enough to get them the wins. Cowboys, dog shit. We ain't going to talk about the Cowgirls.
Just a dumpster fire, dude.
Yeah, Jerry Jones, please, for the love of God, retire. South, I'm going my Panthers. Realistically, it's going to be hard to beat the Bucks, and we play them twice in 3 weeks at the end of the season, and I think that's going to decide who wins the conference. But I mean, the Panthers could start off 4 or 5-0. I mean, we got Jacksonville week 1, we got Arizona week 2. I think we have the Falcons after that, and I believe it's like the Dolphins. So I see a Panthers starting out hot. And like you said, Cruz, it's all about, is Bryce Young going to come out and be the Bryce Young that played at the end of last season, the Grim Reaper, or are we going to see, or Carolina Reaper, or are we going to see the Bryce Young that got bent?
I think he's going to, like I said, I think he's going to continue to ride that high, and I think Bryce Young's going to do some special thing.
He didn't blow up on his drives in the preseason, but they're starting to open that playbook for him a little bit more. I think we have a hell of a running back room. I think we have a hell of a wide receiver room.
Yep. He's got the weapons. It literally is all about Bryce.
Too.
He has everything he needs to be successful on offense. It is literally all on him. At this point, It is all on him.
And the defense staying healthy. If Derek Brown and
Too.
J.C. Moore and Mike Davis, all of them can stay healthy on that defense, I think Carolina is going to be a problem, especially in the NFC South, where Saints are dog shit. Spencer Rattler for president. And then Baker. Oh man, It's not that I don't believe in Baker. I believe that Bucks defense has fallen off, and the Falcons are the Falcons. But we go to the West. I think I have the West now.
Yep,
The West, it's going to have to be the Rams as long as they stay healthy. I mean, you got Kyron Williams, Matt Stafford. You got Devontae Adams and Puka on the outsides. I mean, their defense is always good. Sean McVay is a master at defense. I think that the Cardinals are a bust. The 49ers, I think, lost too much this offseason, and losing Debo. Ayuk's still hurt. And then they lost like Greenlaw and shit on their defense. I think it's going to be too much for them, but I still see the 49ers being a wild card team. Sleeper.
For the entirety of the NFC.
For the entirety of the NFC.
Yep.
The Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers, if the wide receivers can stay healthy with Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love, if they can somewhat like an NFL defense, they're going to be a problem in the North. But that's all on if these young wide receivers can stay healthy finally, because they were not healthy when they played the Eagles in the playoffs. Other than that,
they got dragged.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, another sleeper is possibly Seattle. We'll just see if they got the robot from the Vikings or if they got actual Sam Darnold.
Maybe they gave him both, and we'll see it again this year where he just absolutely balls out in the regular season and then come playoff time.
But those are my picks. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is true. They do not have an existing O-line, but I think their defense has gotten better. They got Cooper Kupp and Smith-Njigba, so I'd argue that Smith-Njigba might lead the league in receptions this year. Yes. That's also if their running backs can stay healthy too. But those are my picks. Kenneth K9. But yeah. All right, Dayton, what you got?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Now with Danny Dimes at quarterback. Yeah. I still got Jonathan Taylor. Huh? For a little bit, yeah.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ. Ooh.
Yep.
Hmm. Hitting season.
Oh, Flacco, buddy.
Are they going to let him out of the retirement home to play on Sundays? Bold.
Whoa! On the record. On the record. On the record. I want that clipped and on the record when you start making excuses throughout the season. Oh, cupcake schedule. Cupcake schedule. No, I'm talking about Philly. I want that on the record. Oh, I know the Commanders have a cupcake schedule. Yeah. Don't sleep on the Chargers. Yeah.
Hold up, Bruce. You don't get to say don't talk shit about this.
I mean that's They have a gauntlet. We have a gauntlet this year. The Eagles' floor, in my opinion, is 11 wins. Their ceiling being probably, I want to say 14 is their ceiling. I don't see us dropping.
I think I think the Eagles secondary might be their biggest problem. And we
That's
saw
my
what
issue with them
happened.
right now.
We
Is
saw
their
what happened with
secondary.
their secondary 2 years ago when they had a bad secondary and they got fucking just obliterated in the second half of the year by everybody they played.
Yeah, the secondary is my biggest concern right now with our team, but at the same time, you can't deny the offensive line. You can't deny the wide receiver core. I mean, Christ, obviously, you can't deny the running back room. Um, you can't deny the offense. You can't deny the defense being elite, except for that secondary being somewhat questionable. I mean, it's just
I
they haven't lost
disagree with the
much.
wide
That's my
receiver core
thing.
because your wide receivers can't stay healthy. That's the biggest problem is the wide receivers staying healthy.
I will say what we talked about the other day about AJ not being in Philly. Little sidebar here. AJ not being in Philly much longer. I can see now more than I could before we picked up John Mechie. I also think AJ's hamstring injury is a lot more um, serious than they're leading on. So I'm thinking if AJ gets hurt again this season and either goes out for the season or goes out for most of it, um, that he's probably gone next year. And they'll put Smitty at wide receiver one. We'll keep Jahan Dotson and put him at the two, and then Mechie will be at the three. Because I don't think you're going to bring in the talent uh, after this year if AJ gets hurt, and that's if. I don't think AJ gets hurt. They're not. He's wide receiver one on, I would argue, 80% of teams in the NFL right now. I completely disagree. Devontae Smith over half the teams in the NFL. In a conversation to win a Super. Yeah, the Bills would
Bills
love
or
to have
Chiefs?
Devontae Smith as their wide receiver one. The Chiefs would absolutely love to have Devontae Smith at the wide receiver one. I mean, like we're gonna sit here and act like this guy's not a Heisman winner, like he's not.
He wouldn't. He'll tell you.
He would. The point I'm trying to make is that he would be. I'm not saying Super Bowl contender. I'm saying over half the teams in the NFL right now would put Devontae Smith at the wide receiver one if given the opportunity to put him there.
The bottom half.
110%. Half the teams in the
But
NFL
the
right
Bills
now.
got Keon Coleman,
We're
who I
not
think
going to
has a
sit
lot.
here and discredit Devontae Smith of all people with all the accolades that he has. That's the
Heisman.
national champion, Heisman winner, Super Bowl champion, literally the best wide receiver two in the league.
Yeah, he's not better than T. Higgins.
Don't want to hear about T.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that he's better than T. Higgins. He's not better than T. Higgins. If T. Higgins played for any other team, he would be wide receiver one. Even the fucking Eagles. If T. Higgins went to any team outside of the Vikings,
I'm
outside
telling
of the
you right
Vikings
now, he would
and
not be over
the
AJ Brown. T.
Bengals,
Higgins over AJ Brown is absolutely insane. Is insane.
he can't
Insane.
stay healthy.
We're talking about 2 years ago, both of these guys, Brown and Smith, both of them getting 1,000 yards in a
That
single
okay?
season.
About 5 years ago, Teddy Bridgewater threw 1,000 yards to Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, and DJ Moore on the same season.
Okay. We're not going to sit here. Okay, so
Higgins
we're
would
going to
be
sit here and
number
act like
one.
you can have a horrible wide receiver core to get to a championship. We're going to sit here and say that.
Yes, you guys did
No.
not get the Super Bowl off of your wide receivers. We didn't go with he wasn't on the team with them, but the Panthers did not have a good wide receiver. We had a great tight end. We did not have a good wide receiver. I think our best
Okay,
wide receiver
so
was Devin Funchess.
so Dallas Goedert and Saquon Barkley carried the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm hearing. It was not the defense.
Saquon Barkley carries you.
You do
Yes.
realize how that works though, right? You understand that they either have to commit to Saquon, they have to either commit to him, our elite wide receivers, or Jalen taking the ball, or Dallas.
We're
Okay.
not gonna say Devontae Smith is or AJ Brown is better than Steve Higgins. No, absolutely.
He's top he's top 3 and he's not 3 in wide receiver 2 talk. He's top 3 and he's not top 3. A lot of teams would kill to have that man on their team.
Yeah, but if they had to choose, if any team had to choose between AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, or T. Higgins, they're signing T. Higgins.
I'm
T.
taking
Higgins
AJ Brown all
wanted
day.
to stay with Jamar Chase, which
You're
is the
stat
only
watching.
reason.
You cannot cover AJ Brown. You can't.
What are you supposed to? What are you
uncoverable.
supposed to watch when you cut? What are you supposed
He's
to watch when you watch
uncoverable.
football?
Watch film.
So stats mean nothing.
AJ Brown's got the size to beat anybody in the league. Nobody
Brown
is
can't
covering
play
him.
complete season.
Okay, so hang on. AJ Brown hurt 3 games last season, right? What games did the Eagles lose? Oh, AJ Brown didn't play, and also Hurts didn't play. When Hurts and AJ Brown played last season, the Eagles were undefeated. I just want to throw that out there, and we can move on. I wonder why Hurts went out of that game. You know what? It's because he had a fucking Hurts gets a concussion. Kenny Pickett comes in and slings the ball because they shut down Saquon because they no longer have Hurts at the dual threat.
Hurts gets a concussion because
They can no
he's
longer
played how many years and doesn't know how to fly.
They can no longer. Okay, so we're gonna act like he doesn't have. Hang on, hang on, hang on. We're gonna act like Jalen Hurts doesn't hold the Super Bowl record for rushing yards by a quarterback. Are we gonna sit here and act like that's not a thing?
Did he win it?
The record for Super Bowl rushing yards
Did he win
by
that
a
Super Bowl?
quarterback. He holds them for both. Both are the. What are you talking about? He did it in both.
He
The one he
did
won
not.
and the one he lost.
He did not run a lot in this last Super Bowl.
70 plus in both Super Bowls. Look it up. 70 plus in both Super Bowls.
So 1 game, 2 games, make him a dual threat quarterback?
He's been a dual threat quarterback. Are we slow? Are we watching film?
I watched him fumble the ball in the Super Bowl for a touchdown.
He's been a dual threat quarterback, and you can be jealous just like Cam Newton is because he's yeah.
The one, you're not gonna say you are not gonna sit here and say that Jalen Hurts is a better dual threat quarterback than Cam Newton was.
I'm gonna sit here and say that I'm taking Jalen Hurts all day, every day over Cam Newton because Cam Newton turned the ball over 3 times as opposed to 1 in the Super Bowl.
Going against a way better team. Because if you guys would have played that Broncos team, Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware would have took Jalen Hurts out of that game in the first quarter. So let's
Okay.
not act like that Denver team's defense wasn't the most insane defense and definitely like a top 3 defense of all time. So, and you guys played who? The fucking Chiefs in both of them? And you lost one of them. So, what are we talking about here? How many
One call
MVPs
away.
did Jalen Hurts won?
One call. Or, hang on. Are we going to sit here and act like he wasn't runner-up for that year for the first year he went to the bowl?
Winning.
Rip the front of his jersey. Watch the replay. I can't watch the replay.
It was pass interference. It was impeding the route. He
It
tugged
was
on him
not.
100%. He even said so in the post.
It was an overthrown ball.
Who you got for the South, Dayton, and the NFC? You're hot.
Penix.
Do exactly what he did at the end of last season.
Interesting. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to get him the number 1 seed.
Puka Nakua will. Don't get it twisted. Puka Nakua is wide receiver 1 in LA.
If he can stay healthy. Oh, yeah. If Devontae Adams is in one-on-one coverage, he's fine. JJ. I mean, he'll put up the stats. He's kind of like Dak on defense. Like he'll put up the stats. Doesn't show up in the postseason. Yeah, not a lot of faith in that quarterback room, if I'm being honest. Who knows? Jackson Dart
You
could have
shut
a
your mouth. Jameis
crazy season.
Winston's in that quarterback room.
With
And we don't talk down on Jameis Winston.
I'm good on Dart. I don't understand the Dart hype.
Smurt was a fucking dog in college. Now, granted, when they played, I think it was Alabama, he struggled hard against Alabama. But Jackson Dart was a dog in college.
Okay. I think I froze up.
I can hear you.
Here we go.
Okay. Rams.
If they're healthy, I could see it. If they can avoid. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it might be Matt Stafford's last year, regardless.
yeah.
Also in the Super Bowl, but yeah, he took him to the Super Bowl.
If they make the playoffs, I think they go all the way. Just because I'm. I mean, dude, Joe
No
Shiesty in the
quarterback,
playoffs.
no quarterback in the NFL can outduel Joe Burrow in that offense.
Not in the playoffs, no. Regular season maybe, but not in the playoffs. I mean, Joe's it's always locked in when it comes to the playoffs. Interesting. You're also a big Aaron Rodgers guy and refuse to see that he's not what he used to be.
I don't.
If he does, he does. If he does, he does. All right, AFC. I am going to go out on a limb here because I fucking said it last year and it didn't happen. It was a first down. Everybody in that stadium and in America knew it was a first down. Josh Allen's finally going to get over the hump of the zebras helping Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and he is going to make it to his first Super Bowl. However, that being said, Josh Allen has to go through the Philadelphia Eagles for that ring. We are going back to the bowl. So long as we can stay healthy in the secondary isn't an issue. I'm hoping the secondary gets figured out and all is well on defense once again. Um, but like I said earlier, we didn't lose too much, not enough to knock us out of being contenders still. So I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a, Bills Eagles Super Bowl, and it is not going to be a blowout. It is going to be a tough fight, but I think I mean it's going to be a Bills Eagles Super Bowl, and it's going to be anybody's game. It's going to be a great game. So depends depends what the seating is, but Yeah, but Tampa's always got our number, even in the regular season. As an Eagles fan, I can admit that for whatever reason, Baker turns it up to 11 when he plays Philly. I don't understand it. But yeah, the Bucks always have our number, and that's just it is what it is. So I mean, if we lose to the Bucks, what is it? When do we play them? Week 3, week 4? So we'll lose to the Bucks. A loss. I think that's going to be one of our losses. But yeah, I think Philly goes back. Um, and like I said, I think Josh Allen's going to be right there to meet him um, when they get there. Oh, we lose.
I am back. I am gonna finish up, and I'm gonna give you guys my picks, and then I'm gonna get off of here. You guys can close it out. Uh, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go. Lions for the NFC. I think everybody forgets how dominant the Lions were with the beat up defense last year. Um, if they stay healthy, they're gonna absolutely run the NFC. Um, and then I'm going Josh Allen to make the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. I think it's his year. I think it's Buffalo's year. I think they're going to take the Super Bowl hands down. Which will lead into my pick for MVP is going to be Josh Allen repeating for MVP. It's hard to say that any other player for their team does more for their team than Josh Allen does. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And then my pick. Well, his losing record is why. They never give the MVP to a losing. Yeah, but
No
he didn't make
playoffs.
the playoffs. They don't give MVPs to non-playoff players. Um, yeah, well, they also didn't give CMC Offensive Player of the Year when he went 1,000 and gave it to Michael Thomas when he had 100 something catches for 1,100 yards. So, uh,
Saquon Barkley, best running back in the league, 2,000-yard
I,
rusher, broke
I think
the regular season
Josh
postseason
Allen's
record
going to win.
combined.
And then my parlay pick for you is going to be the Panthers beating the Jaguars or the Ducks beating Oklahoma State Cowboys. Yeah, yeah, it's not even going to be a game, boys. Josh Allen, Sir Josh Allen for MVP.
MVP this year. Let me get. Trying to think. Let me
All
get
right,
Baker Mayfield.
you're high. All right, I will catch you guys later. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Later, fellas.
See you, bud. Yeah, I got Baker for the MVP, and then what's the other my pick for the week? I have the Jets upsetting the Steelers. Interesting. Yeah. Jets, Jets, Steelers, and then I think he said Panthers, Jags. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, we might have to switch it to like a. I'm thinking like Saturday before, like Saturday morning, maybe. Um, Are you streaming on? Are you streaming this on Twitch? You said
Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
Triple Crown Sports. Yeah, I'm seeing right now. Gotta watch an ad. Dude's affiliated. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, because I can hear myself when I pulled it up. But all right, well, it should be. I'll let you know if they decide to switch me over before then. If they do, then we'll just have to do Saturday or maybe Sunday morning. I don't know. Right now I get off at 2 on first shift, but if when they switch me to second, I'll be getting off at 10. So yeah.